Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Patient First podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Bryan Laskin, where, of course, we're looking to increase the influence of today's engaged dentist. And I am really excited today. We're having two amazing co-founders of Twice, Cody and Julian Levine. Twice is the next generation of oral wellness company that exists to empower more people to smile both inside and out by strengthening the connection between our mouth, ourself, and our world. Twice combines cutting-edge science and clean ingredients to create a holistic oral health system, including toothpaste, floss, rinse, and whitening products designed to balance your oral microbiome, raise your pH, and improve the wellness of your mouth. Guided by the philosophy that a healthy mouth is a healthy self, Twice is inspiring consumers to rethink oral care as an integral part of their health and wellness journey. Twice was also co-founded by Grammy award-winning music icon and humanitarian Lenny Kravitz and oral care entrepreneurial brothers Julian and Cody in 2018 to inspire people to fully realize the power of their mouth-body connection and provide life-changing oral care across the globe. This year in 2022, Twice launched nationwide at Minnesota's own Target, bringing brightness to the toothpaste aisle and its bold yellow packaging and innovative formulations. We were talking a little bit about the cool packaging. Great minds think alike. Also founded by a family and backed by professionals, Twice products are created without compromise and built with love. Thank you both for being on the podcast. It's great to have you.
Our
Thank
pleasure.
you, Bryan. What an intro. I appreciate that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I mean, I just love your mission. I love what you guys are about. I also have to mention Lenny Kravitz, obviously amazing icon. And I saw him at Paisley Park on the New Year's Eve on 1999. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. But I mean, first of all, a family business, which to me always blows my mind because my father-in-law actually ran a family business school in Minnesota. And I hear there's a lot of negative things that could happen with the family business, but it seems like you guys have this great working relationship. So I'd love to kind of start off and hear how you founded the company and how you guys work so well together as a family.
One, we're very lucky. Growing up as kids, we say we have dental DNA. Julian and I were 7 and 10 years old, and we were packing product on the ping pong table of our parents' first company. And I think at an early age, we had seen what it really takes to build something from scratch. You know, our father, as a prosthodontist in the city, was always inventing and creating and dreaming up new products that can improve patient health. And at an early age, we were privy to it. And over the years, I think is when we've really got to experience the emotional side of dentistry, and that changed everything. We didn't go to dental school by trade, but we got to experience out of the conventional dental office environment more on dental missions, providing free dental care to communities that don't have access to care. We realized kind of what's possible that the dental professional can provide someone, which you know very well is confidence, is connection, new energy in their smile, and taking them out of pain and putting them on a path to greater health. And so we felt that first, and alongside Lenny, our Jules and I, my parents, and a team of dental professionals on our first dental mission, that's how we got started. It was this spark. Lenny would say, before we had a product, we had a mission, and that the mission, which we could of course dive into, was really what transformed our POV to start Twice.
Yeah, family, this is how it got started on these missions. That was the inspiration. And so, it was, hey, we can create something that offers next generation health benefits, that cleans up the category and infuses real, health that we saw, in our missions that people need with efficacy. We can create a brand that gives back. We can do missions. We can shine a light, a big social light on how powerful a smile is and how important oral health is. And that momentum, emotional momentum, was really strong, and it inspired and created the spark. And it's what powers us every day. family businesses, like you mentioned, those are no joke, no joke. Um, there's nobody better to ride the highs and lows with than family, and that's just the truth. So yeah, we've had our moments, but it's having the wins together and the challenges together, it's the best. But like Cody mentioned, we're lucky. Our family has been super super tight from day one. We've lived together, in our 20s and our late 20s, and we did COVID together. I mean, in our family, it's like a dental family. Our parents had created Go Smile when we were young, like Cody mentioned, Glow Science, which is now all over dental practices and really cranking as a teeth whitening pioneer. And so, our family is everything. And so, in many ways, it's been a natural transition going from our individual careers, which we had, for nearly a decade that are very different from oral care, transitioning into this venture together.
There's so many questions I want to ask. I'm like, you guys teed it up so well, but there's like about 1,000 different things I could ask right now. But I think I've got to still, like you said, start with your mission because, when I read and learned about Twice, it kind of slapped me across the face that why hasn't there been a mission focused oral healthcare company prior to this, at least that I'm really aware of? Because, the shoe companies, obviously, kind of one of the pioneers is Tom's and Bombas and so like, but like this is such an obvious thing that somebody should have done previously, almost is the way I'm looking at it. And so I mean, that's not really a question, it's more of a comment. But I mean, do you agree? And could you dive into kind of what that mission is for you? Because I know that's core at what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of crazy that something like that didn't exist. We could have a whole podcast onto reasons why that it didn't. But yeah, I mean the reality is oral health is everything. I mean this is something you practice every single day of your life. The opportunity to create a brand that gives back in that same fashion um, is amazing, and it's something we take a lot of pride in being able to do, and looking forward to do in a much bigger capacity. We started this business because we really felt like we could create change and change behavior and change mindset and change the way that people take care of their health. As we all know, oral health has been talked about as a silent epidemic. I mean, the usage of oral care products is really not good, in globally, let alone in the United States. So, what we focus on, and to be frank, it's been a little hampered by COVID, but we're so excited to get back at it, is doing real missions. Glow Good Foundation, GLO Good Foundation, was started by our family to bring dental professionals to communities that don't have access to care. Done a number of missions. Every year they've gotten bigger and bigger, particularly with our mission in the Bahamas with Lenny. And it provides health, it provides dentistry, it provides confidence and love and unity and connection. And it's unbelievable to go on a mission, to do work for hours and to see results instantly. It's some of the best impact work you can possibly imagine. It was so life changing that it forced, it caused the inspiration for us to create this business. So that's what we are going to look to continue to do, to be able to leverage proceeds from the sales of our products to provide resources for these missions to continue to exist in a bigger way, to provide our products on these missions. And we've actually, even in the middle of COVID, we started an ambassador program for dental professionals to get involved because they resonated with our formulations and our philosophy, but also our mission. And we want to use that program, leverage that program to do work, because what we've realized is that there's no profession that is more mission driven and service oriented than the dental professional. And we feel grateful that we have this network of professionals that we plan on leveraging to enable them to share their craft, and provide health, for people around the country, if not the world. Um, so the mission is just in the beginning. We're a new business. We started at the end of 2018, And we've just transitioned from this toothpaste company to an oral wellness platform. We just launched at Target. We're so excited. And so it's just the beginning of what our mission will end up, the legacy that it will leave.
That's great. One question I have for you, just based on, because I've always, obviously as a dentist walking the aisles in Target, I always wonder like how, because it's dominated by these massive brands that are not mission focused, and they have, you know, they're probably making toilet cleaner alongside their their toothpaste. So this is kind of the, I probably have a little bit of wiring like your father is the entrepreneur in me. And so I'm gonna like, how do even cracking into that space must have been kind of a juggernaut, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah, it
mean, they
was.
own the category.
Yeah.
Go
Kudos to
ahead.
you. I mean, that's really what I'm getting at. Is like not only a family business, but having a small upstart consumer product getting a shelf space in Target like that is amazing. And I think it has to be applauded and reinforced by us recommending people go pick it out so that you can get the top, get them whatever the prime real estate is. And I don't even know what it is, but I think you should have it because your branding's on point too, right?
Well, the yellow is definitely something new, something bold, something different. When you walk down the aisle, to your point, it's the guys, the big players. They dominate the space. They have the shelf life, the shelf space, and from Crest, Colgate, Aquafresh, Tom's. They're legacy brands that have been in our households forever. So it's not easy to capture someone's attention so quickly. And the packaging that you'll see in the aisle, we say look for the yellow and feel the brightness. It kind of it shines in a toothpaste aisle. That yellow is a color that has been redefined in our category. I think in a conventional world, yellow was yellow teeth. That's what it was kind of associated with. And for us, it's about this brightness. It's about this connection, and we want you to feel really good inside out. And so it's exciting to be marketing a new message. And to champion, the color is one element of what makes us us. And so far, we've seen people pick it up and discover us and say, "Oh wow, that's different," and try it and love it. I think what's inside the tube is even almost as important. We're kind of product obsessed, and we spent Jules and I 18 months sleeping on mom and dad's couch in their living room and formulating these formulas from scratch, and always trying to continue to push the narrative of what formulas are right for our audience and what does the future of formulation look like. And that's really fun. We sit around the dinner table and we talk about ingredients. It's kind of part of the family dynamic, I guess.
Well, that kind of gets me to the one thing I really wanted to highlight too here on the podcast was, something that's near and dear to my heart is the connectivity between oral wellness and overall wellness, right? The mouth being the gateway to your overall health and sort of complete health dentistry or the medical dental integrative space, which I think is a long time coming, right? The research has been around for a very long time. And you guys lean into that in a great way, but in a sort of gentle way from the consumer side. So, for the dental professionals listening today, could you describe kind of how you're focused on that overall wellness, or I think as you coined it, oral wellness?
It starts with the microbiome. I think our category of hygiene has long been about fresh breath, white teeth, cavity prevention, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but they're table stakes. I think the new dialogue is that patient and practitioner can have is really about the microbiome, the ecosystem in the mouth. A lot of people talk about the gut microbiome, the oral microbiome, second largest in the body. It's deeply connected. We know from nutrition, right, what we're consuming that can lead to a more acidic environment in the mouth versus a more balanced or alkaline environment in the mouth. The type of airway and ability to breathe at night are we getting, right? Breathing through your nose, through your mouth. I started mouth taping a few months back, and it's actually completely radically changed how I wake up in the morning. the energy I have, and ultimately I believe the dynamic and diversity of my mouth. And I think having those dialogues with friends, with colleagues, with patients, that is the future because it's connected to all aspects of our lives outside the bathroom, right? The decisions we make, how we exercise, how we eat, how we sleep, how we connect. And oral wellness is really a philosophy where the mouth, really, to your point, is the gateway. And thinking that if there's inflammation, right? It's crazy to think if your mouth is inflamed, that means your body's inflamed. Of course, like that makes sense for professionals, but I think for consumers, they're like, oh, they didn't draw that connection. It's almost like the mouth is something separate. No, it's the first line of defense, right? So having that be known of, okay, we want to prevent inflammation, reduce it, and create a more holistic, healthy lifestyle, where then the conversation with professionals and patients, I think, gets really exciting. How do I be more preventive? How do I be more healthy? So at my next cleaning, it's like two thumbs up, and you're having conversations around, hey, what are you doing? What's been working? We love that. So oral wellness is exciting because I think it strikes a different chord than a conventional dialogue around historical issues and prevention in the mouth.
Yeah, and I want to just highlight to the dental professionals that I think you made a kind of a broad assumption that dentists realize the connection and speak to patients about that, and I don't think that's done nearly enough. I think that there's a
Mm,
movement towards that in dentistry, but I think we have a long way to go. I think that what you're describing about the connection before about oral wellness and overall wellness should be discussed in operatories in hygiene rooms across the country all of the time. And so I don't think that's drawn nearly enough. And I think we as an industry can do things like, if one third of the patients that have periodontal disease have diabetes, why are we not screening people in our operatories, right?
yeah,
Might not That patient might not see a physician, and obviously the access to care that you guys are directly addressing around the globe is amazing. 50% of the adults in the US don't see a dentist regularly, so how are we going to get people's oral health better if we don't see them? Right? And it's,
yeah.
I've got to imagine it's much worse across the globe, right? And so such a huge great mission that you guys are part of, and I think it's fantastic. So thanks for all you do. How can dentists, dental professionals get involved?
We would love it. They can do a number of things. Getting involved, they can hit us up, info at Smile Twice. Follow us on Instagram at Twice. Talk to their distributor about carrying our product. Talk to us about sending them products. With Twice, it's more than product. Having them involved in our mission work, in our marketing, in the products we create, in the stories we tell. You just kind of nailed it, right? Like the vision that we have for the future is the future of this dental profession. This conversation about holistic health that does not compromise. This is not a, hey, it's holistic in the sense that it's 100% natural. No, 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 no. We believe in science. There is a fusion in our world of oral wellness. So to have, the dental community alongside this journey with us is everything. Um, so they can check us out at Target too. But we would love to be a part of the take home experience, the in office hygiene experience. We are promoting and creating products for that next generation. And so if that's the if that's the message they want to communicate to their patients, then we are the company to help you do that.
That's great. Any other last comments that you wanted to get across to the dental community before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think to champion the message around oral wellness and to draw the connection that, from cardiovascular disease to diabetes to Alzheimer's to dementia, how can we relay to our patients that the simple things like taking care of your mouth can have drastic long term health benefits? Even just having that conversation and even exploring something new in the practice. Like, for example, salivary diagnostics, right? If you've ever asking the right, hey, have you ever actually gotten a DNA saliva swab where you can analyze your bacteria in your mouth and see, oh, well, this strain over indexes for periodontal disease. Let's treat it. Let's attack it at the root. And really, what's the next layer of partnership between patient and professional to make them feel, oh, okay, like my oral wellness is in good hands. And that's what I think as a company and as a brand we strive to do. And as we grow and build roots in the dental space and continue to talk with professionals nationwide, it's that kind of deep partnership of health, right? Like you're a partner in their health, in their journey. We've been lucky seeing our dad's practice. He's got team members and patients who have been with him for 25 plus years, right? So that's a lifetime. That's a journey. So what are the questions that we can ask patients to bring them closer and make them feel that, okay, they're on the journey together for oral wellness? So kind of what I love to explore and would throw it back to the community on that one.
Great. And anybody who has other ideas, who's watching this podcast now, make sure to comment below. Maybe we can organize a trip together for the Patient First podcast, get a crew to go do some good work. Everybody check out smiletwice.com. It's easy to spot in Target. So recommend it. And thank you both very much for being on the podcast.
You got it.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you for having me.
Great to be here. Thank you.